Hello, good evening. My name is Tim, and I'm going to take you along regarding the software Calendly. Calendly is a software program that helps to create easy schedules, basically, and to automate that whole part and reducing the mailing back and forth towards people. You go to calendly.com, and then you can log in, of course. I have an account already, so I'm going to sign myself in. So if you don't have an account, you have to log in with your own details. You can have that on Google with the Apple platform as well, and some other options with just your email address. When you are within the Calendly environment, it is possible to go to your availability because we don't like to work in the middle of the night, or especially, at least not me. So within your availability, you can set your working hours and other kinds of schedules depending on what kind of limits that you have. For example, I sometimes have exclusive hours for just personal things, and so that people can take the time to have interaction with me personally. But for my working hours, it's a little bit more limited. The interesting part here is that it's also connected towards your time zone, which makes it easier if you work internationally, and then the time zone gets automatically altered, linked together with that person on the other side. It is very useful if you have online interactions, but if you have physical interactions, then you can pinpoint the time zone itself. Good. So this is the availability. You have to fill that out. Then you go back to home. And then you have a number of event types. So we can create a new event type, for an example. And if you do a coaching session one-on-one, and you want to give the client the opportunity to select their ideal moment, then you can pick one-on-one conversation, and then we will say coaching. And then we have the location. There are quite a number of options to choose from. I personally use Google Meet quite often, but you can also combine it with Zoom, with Teams. You have to integrate that one. You have to integrate it right here, and then you can add permissions to actually link those two programs together. But I've already done that, but it's quite easy. So the event is coaching, the location is online. You can add a description, and this will be your link that you can send towards people. You can choose how many days in advance people can book. For example, you don't want people to book indefinitely in the future or something like that. Just maybe keep it in 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on what kind of interaction you have with that client. So there are some different options. You can customize it. Personally, I like to do 50 minutes because then I have 10 minutes of gap before my next interaction. So that's the duration of the time. Then we pick the schedule. I have different, like I said just now, I have different kind of schedules. One of them is exclusive, so you can see the times here. Working hours, that's my normal one. And my very limited time zones for group sessions. So I can book that in with people. But I will have it on working hours at the moment. And then you can pick 10 minutes after the event as a reservation time for within your calendar. So that's also quite useful. Beneath that, we have some options regarding what kind of increment that you want to have the clients to pick from. I like to have it on 30 minutes, but you can have it on 60 minutes, you can have it on less, depending on what you want. Schedule conditions, this is also quite useful. If you want to have, I like to have reserved 3 days in advance. So I like to know almost no one can book time with me within the 3 days. That makes me flexible enough to have my own schedule and know what my day looks like. You can also say, if for example this is a coaching session and you only like to have 3 coaching sessions per day because it's can be exhausting sometimes, then you can limit this specific event type on 3 times a day. You can be very creative if you want. You can have that on sales calls. You can have that in group meetings. For example, you only want to have 1 group meeting each day. So this kind of constrains that limit. Here it is regarding the time zone. Automatically detect and show the times for the invitee's time zone. Or you can lock the time zone to have an in-person location. I'm mostly doing stuff online, so. And then we have the secret event, which creates that only the people with the link can actually book this time. And this is quite useful if you want to, I'll show it in a second. So these are the first 2. And then we have additional options, and this could be useful to ask the person for their name, email address, different kind of questions. There are quite a lot of options which are useful. You could have multiple lines and have a question as in, please tell me more what your goal is, what do you want to achieve, how do we know each other, for example. There can be many things. Or you can add checkboxes as in, on what subjects do you like to receive more information on, for example. If it would be life coaching, if it would be consulting, if it would be anything else, depending, social call, could be anything. And you can also include the other function. Apply. Now it doesn't work because it's blank. So let's cancel that one. So here we have some options. And then we have some options regarding payment. If you have the paid version of it, you can do that with Stripe, with PayPal, and different kind of actions. So you can play with this a little bit. Yeah, and then there's another part that I wanted to show you. This is my general link. And within this link, you can pick different kind of meetings that I've been put available to have other people to join it. If you remember, I showed you an option to have a secret meeting. So the actual meeting of the coaching itself isn't included here. So if you want to have that shown here, you can sign off that secret meeting. Okay, that's about it. If you have any questions, if you have any remarks, please put them in the comment section within YouTube, and I will get back to you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.